From my perspective, I feel exceptionally blessed. The interconnectedness that has come with access to social media and the internet has really made it so much more easier to share resources, to share our own personal stories, and to really help one another as we maneuver through the landscape of dealing with our own mental health. My generation, the Gen Z youth, have particularly taken it as a responsibility and has really taken it in their stride to create open spaces, create open dialogues, to really discuss the issues that they're facing on their mental health journeys. My childhood was incredibly magical. I was a rather timid and gentle child, definitely got the gentle demeanour from my father. Likewise, I got the little fiery, sassy elements of my personality from my mother, and they were the ones who really motivated me and inspired me to explore my creativity. Some of my fondest memories as a child was during Christmas. I would be in my little corner making Christmas cards for everybody. My inquisitive nature, wanting to learn more about the world, really brought me throughout my entire school journey. Don't get me wrong, I definitely had friends growing up. I was really open with trying to make friends, to use my art as a way to connect to my peers. Unfortunately, I found myself falling quite flat on my face. You name it, I was taunted for it. I got teased for the way I looked, for the way I sounded. It was almost as if the words started etching themselves onto my skin, and it's quite tragic that that little girl found the need to base her own self-worth on what everybody else thought of her. A lot of the taunting sooner than later gravitated towards my racial identity. I am proud to be a young Indian female in Singapore, there's no doubt about it. As a young minority girl, often than not you find yourself very alone. I ended up self-isolating to a point where I completely cut off talking to my parents. No person should ever feel the need to burn bridges with the people that they hold so near and dear to their heart. I was never mad at my bullies. They were probably bullying me for negative experiences that they've kept within themselves. Hate is not something that's innate. Hate is something that's learned. Growing up in an environment where it was all love, everybody was so accepting, it was such a drastic shift that came out of left field, but art has never left my side. My creativity has always been a salvation point for me. Whenever I'm feeling lost, whenever I'm feeling lonely. My first memories with anxiety, a very infamous dinner I had with my parents and my younger sister. We were at one of our favourite family spots to go to in our area. In an instant, I couldn't breathe. I was suffocating. My basic instinct was to run as fast as I could out of the restaurant. I hid in one stall, in the ladies to another. I just kept running in and out of the different stalls, hoping that I'd catch my breath. Sooner or later, I just found myself in complete panic. It was from that night onwards, I realized that my anxiety had completely taken over my life. I was no longer myself. And it took me down a very dangerous path. My life completely turned upside down. I could have never imagined my feelings of helplessness, of isolation, of worthlessness. I completely lost sense of my personality. Just fear of leaving the house completely crippled my every movement. My body was malfunctioning at its finest. If I had the opportunity, I wish I could hold that little girl near to me and tell her that everything was going to work out and that she didn't need to worry because she was going to get the help that she needed. I considered myself such a failure for a long time. I felt so selfish. Looking back, I wish I just could have ignored all the bad things and just kept strong, but for some reason I just couldn't. I simply just wish I disappeared. It would have made life so much more easier for everybody else. I was absolutely broken. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who I was. I didn't even know where I was. It was that bad. Leading up to my hospitalization, I had a very, very, very bad anxiety attack that was going on for hours. And I genuinely thought I was dying. When I woke up in the hospital, I didn't even feel pain because I'd become so numb to everything. I remember waking up in the hospital. I was kind of in a blank state of mind. I didn't really think of anything. I was just kind of existing, having mini panic attacks here and there. I had a sit down with my mother, my father, my younger sister. It was in front of this beautiful giant painting of the sea. Something so simple like helping yourself can be very poignant and can be a very difficult point to reach, especially when you've lost yourself for so long. I came out of the hospital stronger than I have ever been, and I vowed that I was going to make life what I wanted it to be. You gotta love yourself to be able to love the rest of the world. I'm so grateful to have such a loving support system that was so available and so accessible to me. At the same time, I also recognize the fact that not everybody may have the accessibility. If you feel alone, just know that there are other people like you. I am one of them. I've gone through it all and I've come out the other side stronger and better than I ever could have imagined. But if there's anything I hope that you know, is that there is no shame in seeking help. The reality is that healing is evolving. My journey towards healing really started with exposure therapy. So when I left the hospital, there was a plan to slowly integrate me back into the school life. We had a social worker that would visit the house, and she would work, in fact, as a therapist. So we went over a few weeks of practicing and rehearsing what it would be like to take a step outside of the house. For a long time, I spent practicing breathing. Can you believe it? I was trying to simulate what it would be like if I were to face an anxiety attack outside of the house. And as the weeks went on, I started to gain more confidence and I started to feel like me again. But a better, more improved version of me. I truly believe that every grey cloud has its silver lining. For me, my silver lining came in rediscovering who I was, a new, evolved version of myself, and rediscovering my passion for not only art but for life. And that came through the form of filmmaking. I'm absolutely blessed to lead a life full of passion and to have my passions lead my life. Younger me would be so proud of herself. I don't think she would have ever thought she would have the strength to overcome all of her life's tribulations with such a brave face. I truly believe in the idea of divine intervention, and when I tell you that there is always going to be someone looking out for you. My guardian angels have come to me in the form of my parents, my sisters, even the most random people helping me out on a regular day. I'm so grateful to continue living life despite having to deal with my diagnosis on a daily basis. If there's one message I would like to share with everybody across the screen, is the idea that you will be okay. No matter what you're facing in your life, just know that it is all for your highest and better good, and that you will always, always come out the other end stronger, better and happier than you were before.